Tight U-turns rattle even solid riders. And most drops happen below 10 miles per hour, not at highway speed. If parking lot turns, narrow streets, or sloped driveways make you tense up, this video fixes that. You'll learn 6 unconventional, field-tested tricks that shrink your turning radius, calm the bike, and keep rubber planted. We'll show exactly what to do with your eyes, body, clutch, throttle, and rear brake, plus when each trick works best, so your next U-turn is controlled, clean, and drama-free. Number 1. Counterweight lean out. At higher speeds, you and the motorcycle lean together, but at walking pace, you reverse that rule. Keep your upper body more upright while the bike leans in. Slide your hips a few inches to the outside of the turn and load the outside peg to add a stable counterweight. Turn the bars confidently toward full lock. Keep your chest tall, elbows relaxed, and let the machine drop beneath you. This body-bike separation shifts the combined center of mass back over the tire contact patches, so the motorcycle can lean farther without tipping. The payoff is a noticeably tighter turning radius with less effort. Use it anywhere you need maximum steering authority: urban U-turns, cone drills, tight parking lots, heavy cruisers, and ADV bikes at crawl speed, or on crowned and uneven pavement where balance gets tricky. If you sense a falling feeling mid-turn, don't wrestle the bars or grab the front brake. Instead, keep your vision on the exit. Add a small, smooth drive with the clutch in the friction zone and a light rear brake drag, and continue counterweighting. The chassis will settle, the tires will track, and the bike will finish the arc cleanly. The motorcycle wants to turn your upright torso simply. Number 2. Rear brake drag. Nothing steadies a low-speed motorcycle like a light, steady rear brake drag paired with a gentle, constant throttle. Cover the pedal and press just enough to feel slight resistance, then hold a hair of throttle. That small tug of war puts tension through the chain/belt, smooths driveline lash, settles the rear suspension, and prevents lurching. It also keeps the front end tall, unlike a mid-corner front brake squeeze, which dives the fork and stands the bike up. Use the rear brake to trim speed inside the turn instead of chopping the throttle. If the corner tightens, add a breath more rear brake while keeping the bars turned. If the bike wobbles, maintain the drag and let the chassis recenter. On downhills, this is gold. The drag resists gravity so the bike doesn't run wide. Commit to practicing in an empty lot. Slow circles, figure eights, and U-turns with a whisper of pedal pressure. You'll feel the bike go from twitchy to tranquil almost immediately. Number 3. Friction zone control. Low-speed smoothness comes from a steady engine and variable clutch, not a variable throttle. Set the revs just above idle, about 2,000 to 3,000 on many twins and fours. Then modulate speed with the clutch in the friction zone while keeping that light rear brake drag. Easing the lever out adds a spoonful of drive. Easing it in bleeds a spoonful away. The result is micro-control without surges. This prevents stalls, keeps gyroscopic stability alive, and gives you an instant save if the bike wants to flop. Feed a touch more clutch and the bike stands. Drill it straight line first at walking pace, eyes up, steady throttle, clutch and rear brake doing all the work. Then translate to U-turns. On tall, torquey bikes, this is the difference between a confident pivot and a parking lot nap. Remember the rule: throttle steady, clutch ready. Number 4. The keyhole counter steer flick. When you have a smidge of room, force the bike to lean fast so it turns tight. Approach the U-turn entry at 5 to 8 miles per hour. For a left U-turn, give the bars a brief, crisp nudge right, then immediately turn left toward full lock. That micro counter steer drops the bike into a left lean instantly, letting you carve a much tighter keyhole-shaped arc. Keep your head and eyes locked on the exit. Keep the throttle steady, ride the clutch in the zone, and hold that light rear brake drag. The move feels odd the first time because the bike points away for a heartbeat, then it pirouettes in with surprising ease. Skip this on slick gravel or paint stripes and don't try it from a dead stop. You need a whisper of rolling stability to trigger the lean. In wide lanes or empty lots, it's the cheat code for how did you turn around in that space. Number 5. Full lock from a stop. Starting a U-turn from a complete stop is one of the trickiest moves for any rider because balance is weakest before momentum builds. To make it smooth and stable, set up everything before you move. Turn your handlebars fully in the direction of your turn. If it's a left U-turn, go full left. Let the bike lean slightly into the turn while your inside foot supports its weight. Keep your head and eyes pointed toward your exit, not down at the ground. Now, roll on a little throttle and ease the clutch to the friction point quickly but smoothly, just enough to bring the bike from 0 to 3 to 5 miles per hour in one controlled motion. The goal is to get out of the unstable half-mile-per-hour zone as fast as possible. As the bike begins to move, lift your inside foot onto the peg, apply a light rear brake drag, and keep your inputs steady. The motorcycle will sweep tightly around the turn instead of wobbling or falling inward. This technique works especially well for heavy cruisers, touring, or ADV bikes. Practice both left and right turns in a parking lot using chalked circles until the motion feels automatic and confident every single time. Number 6. Uphill/off-camber U-turns. Side slope and hill turns punish riders who keep the bike too upright. On a crowned road or grade, lean the motorcycle toward the high side of the slope, even if that feels opposite the turn. Load the uphill peg and counterweight more deliberately. Clutch in the zone, slightly higher revs to fight gravity, and a firmer rear brake drag to prevent rollback or runaway. If you're turning to go back downhill, keep the speed creep slow with the rear brake and avoid the front brake mid-lean. If you must pause uphill, hold the bike only with the rear brake. The front won't stop a rollback with the bars turned and can tuck. Eyes go to your exit across the slope, not down at the drop. On loose gravel, stand lightly on the pegs to unweight the bars, keep knees hugging the tank, and use smooth power to avoid spinning the rear. The hill wants to pull the bike downhill. Your uphill lean and rear brake discipline cancel that pull. Common problems and quick fixes. Even skilled riders run into common U-turn issues, but each has a simple correction once you understand the cause. If the bike stands up mid-turn, you're likely squeezing the front brake or rolling off the throttle. Instead, apply a light rear brake drag, ease out a bit of clutch, and keep the lean angle consistent. This stabilizes the chassis and keeps the turn smooth. If stalling keeps scaring you, your throttle is fluctuating. Hold the throttle slightly open around 2,000 RPM and control speed only with the clutch and rear brake. A steady engine note equals steady balance. If you're running wide on exits, your eyes are the culprit. Riders tend to go where they look, so keep your chin pointed toward the exit, not the curb or obstacle. The bike naturally follows your vision. If bars feel heavy or locked, your arms are probably stiff. Loosen your elbows, keep a light grip, and let the handlebars self-steer while you manage body balance. And if your bike feels top-heavy, add more counterweight by shifting your upper body outward and maintaining rear brake pressure. Begin the turn a touch earlier, and trust the friction zone to carry you smoothly through. Small adjustments, big difference in control. Street scenarios to try this week. Narrow neighborhood U-turn. Counterweight plus friction zone plus rear brake drag. Aim for a one-lane turnaround. Gas station islands. Keyhole flick around a pump island when clear. Tiny nudge out, full lock in, eyes to the far curb. Driveway on a slope. Full lock from stop, pre-lean, quick launch to balance speed, uphill lean maintained until you're straight. Gravel pull out, stand light on pegs, eyes to exit, clutch smooth, rear brake feathered. No front brake grabs,